The State Weather Bureau says Tropical Cyclone Tino has intensified into a typhoon on Monday, November 3. In its 11 a.m. bulletin, Pagasa says Tino was last spotted 285 kilometers east-southeast of Giwan, eastern Samar. The typhoon carries maximum sustained winds of 120 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 150 kilometers per hour. Tropical cyclone wind signal number 3 is raised over several parts of Visayas and Mindanao, where storm force winds may bring a moderate to significant threat to life and property. Signal number 2 is up over 16 areas across the country, where minor to moderate impacts are expected from gale force winds. Meanwhile, 27 other areas from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao are under signal number 1, where strong winds may bring minimal to minor impacts. According to Pagasa, Tino will move generally westward. The agency expects Tino to make its landfall over the vicinity of the southern portion of eastern Samar, Leyte, southern Leyte, or Dinagat Islands on Monday evening or Tuesday early morning, November 4. Pagasa says Tino is forecast to make its initial landfall at or near peak intensity, with rapid intensification likely within 24 hours. The State Weather Bureau is also not ruling out the possibility of Tino becoming a super typhoon. Pagasa warns of heavy rainfall, severe winds, and storm surge that may still be experienced in localities outside the landfall point. Following initial landfall, Tino is expected to traverse Visayas and northern Palawan before emerging over the West Philippine Sea on Wednesday afternoon, November 5. President Bongbong Marcos says he is optimistic about having a good and clean budget for 2026. In an interview with reporters, Marcos was asked if the public could expect more anti-corruption efforts from the government.
Even now, even just now, when upon resumption of the budget hearings, marami na nakita in both houses, in both the House of Representatives and the Senate, na magkakaroon pa tayo ng savings. I think it will be, we will be able to show that it is in fact possible to write a good, clean budget.
According to Marcos, his administration is focusing on reducing the cost of materials for the Department of Public Works and Highways. He earlier ordered the DPWH and other agencies to cut construction material costs by as much as 50%. The president said the funds the government would save from this move would be used to support other social programs. Marcos previously announced that the Bicameral Conference Committee deliberations on the proposed 2026 national budget for next year will be live-streamed to further encourage transparency. Before this, the BICAM deliberations were traditionally being held behind closed doors. Differences in the House and Senate versions of the budget bill are reconciled during BICAM talks before the proposed budget is sent to the President for his signature.
Kahit anong gawin mo, baka hanap ng paraan niya para lokohin ng gobyerno. If the systems are in place, you make it harder and harder and harder for those people to do yung nangungurakot. You make it harder and harder for them to do. The harder it becomes, the smaller the number of people are still operating under corrupt practices. So it's an ongoing thing. It's not something that you can solve with one fell swoop.
The proposed national budget for 2026 is at 6.793 trillion pesos. Budget deliberations are underway amid probes into alleged collusion among lawmakers, public works officials, and contractors in embezzling flood control project funds, as well as questionable congressional insertions in the 2025 national budget. The Philippine National Police says it will investigate and charge a Halloween partygoer for wearing a police officer's uniform as a costume. In a statement, Acting PNP Chief Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. says the supposed misuse of the police uniform as a costume trivializes the meaning of service. Nartates emphasizes that accountability will prevail as police launch their investigation into the matter. The National Police Force cites Article 179 of the Revised Penal Code. This pertains to the illegal use of uniforms or insignia, noting that this includes the improper wearing of an official uniform by a person who is not a member of the PNP. National Police Commissioner Vice Chairperson and Executive Officer Rafael Calinisan earlier highlighted the issue after photos of the Halloween partygoers circulated on social media, supposedly from a Makati City event. Calinisan slammed the use of the uniform as a costume as it disrespect to police officers. He identified the partygoer as a certain Da Isidro. Isidro apologized to Calinisan and the PNP on social media. He said he had no intention to misrepresent himself or usurp any official functions of a police officer.